Among female fighters, there are some who manage to capture attention with their incredible strength and technique. In the ring, fury sells, but science is invincible. She enters the ring draped in pink with a dazzling smile. But the moment the bell rings, Skye Nicolson transforms into the embodiment of controlled violence. She is the nullification of chaos, a southpaw whose elegance is not an ornament, but her deadliest weapon. Her footwork is flawless geometry, her timing, the precision of an atomic clock. She is the world champion of the World Boxing Council, WBC, an Australian star forged in tragedy and obsessed with technical perfection. This is the story of how the mind conquered the most brutal sport and why her rivals fear her as much as they admire her boxing. One, The Oath of Legacy, From Tragedy to Olympic Gold, 1995 to 2021. Skye's path began in the shadow of family trauma. In Queensland, Australia, Skye was born 1 year after a car accident claimed the lives of her brothers, Jamie and Gavin. Jamie was an amateur legend, a Commonwealth bronze medalist, and an Olympian. Skye never met him, but she inherited his destiny. At 12 years old, driven by memory, she stepped into the gym. Her coach, Alan Nicholson, immediately recognized a rare quality: tactical intelligence combined with relentless work ethic. While her peers got distracted, Skye absorbed the technique of the greats. Her amateur career was brilliant, culminating in gold at the 2018 Commonwealth Games. The world truly came to know her in Tokyo 2020. Olympic context. Note: in Tokyo, she reached the quarterfinals, where she lost to Britain's Karis Ardingstall by a controversial split decision. The tears in the ring were not of sadness, but of promise. She knew her boxing was superior, but amateur boxing had its own judgments. That was when she decided she would not return. It was time to go where success is measured by deeds, not by points. 2. The Unfolding of the Shadow, The Rhythm Machine, 2022. At the end of 2021, giant promoter Matchroom signed the southpaw. Her professional debut was a statement of intent. 4 fights in 91 days, proving she did not fear the workload. The Battle of Los Angeles, the debut against Juarez. Her debut took place in San Diego, February 2022, against Jessica Juarez. Key statistics: Juarez was not a knockout puncher, but she was a solid fighter who had gone multiple rounds. The challenge for Skye was to show that her timing and defense worked without the headgear. Key technique: Skye established the range immediately. She used the double and triple jab to measure. Juarez tried to apply pressure, but Skye pivoted out of reach, forcing Juarez to miss again and again. The outcome: 6 rounds. The scorecards were unanimous. Skye won with astonishing clarity, proving that her defense was her best attack.
She said, look, I don't know my reach, but I know I have really long arms for my height. And she said a lot of people would
her shoulders really well too. That rotation of her upper body actually adds length to her reach because she's using her shoulders.
Jessica Juarez trying to find an opening here as the first round winds down.
Here we see Juarez just touch with
MSG, and the first blood at Madison Square Garden. The first Australian in history to fight there, Skye faced Lindy Kebby Davis. The clash. Davis was a more mobile opponent. She wanted to neutralize Skye's footwork. Skye, however, became more aggressive with the counter. Round by round, the warning. Skye outclassed her with straight lefts and lightning hooks. In round 6, Davis's frustration left her open, and Skye landed a clean, sharp hook that sent her crashing to the canvas. The sound of the mat was the first warning that the shadow could be lethal.
Like, what's next? I'm like, no, I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do next?
Said that she was trying to change styles just a little bit, her coach, Eddie Lamb, for Knight. But we saw small samples of them.
She's throwing more combinations too, which has been very effective so far.
I like Davis's movement, you know, again, she's still showing she's in the fight.
1, she's a southpaw. 2, she's taller. 3, she's longer, plus the experience. I mean, if Davis is going to have a chance, she's going to have to punch with Nicolson.
Whose reach is as long as Skye's.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're...
With the southpaw, who's longer, how can I get inside?
Three, the climb to the title, the control of distance, 2023, the annex of memory, Tijuana, and the interim title. In September 2023 in Tijuana, the pressure was doubled. It was a Mexican boxing night for the WBC interim title. Her rival, Argentina's Sabrina Maribel Perez. Fight context. Perez was a respected champion, known for her endurance and tenacity. The local fans expected a war. Tactical analysis. Skye's strategy was the same, but more intense. Absolute control of distance. She used sidesteps and constant pivots so that Perez could only throw power punches into the air. Round by round, the chess match. The 10 rounds were an exercise in frustration for the Argentine. Every time Perez tried to press, Skye stopped her with a jab to the chest or a straight left to the chin. Skye won with a shutout on most of the scorecards. The drama. The victory was overshadowed by tragedy in Perez's corner, the death of her trainer. Skye raised the belt with sobriety and respect, earning the admiration of the crowd.
Oscillating between her professionally, that was a little bit confusing, kind of caught in between.
It's good to practice multiple. Sabrina's throwing shots, but it's like...
Nice right hand there from Perez. You see a smile on the face. Shot vision in Sabrina Perez and a bantamweight. Of the WBO bantamweight in effect, 37. And
I don't like the open scoring.
When you were robbed
with more body shots.
Kind of speculated by 2 points on two. Counter from Perez, punch combination.
I mean intention, she's trying. 10
seconds of from Skye Nicolson. Really poured need something big, cards even to see. Perez finding it very difficult. But applauding pressure for not made that a reality.
Skye
there's the right hand kick for, but was it enough?
I don't think
it's not the hottest arena that we've the temperature is
The knockout of demystification, Lucy Wildheart. After the bittersweet victory, Skye faced Sweden's Lucy Wildheart in Dublin. The provocation. Wildheart had promised that technique wouldn't save her, and that she would be the first to stop her, fueling the narrative of Skye's supposed lack of power. Round by round, the change of pace. The first 8 rounds were Skye's classic dance, retreat, straight left. But in round 9, Skye decided to put an end to it. She hit the accelerator. The left landed, followed by a flurry of rights. Wildheart's guard broke, and the referee stepped in. The impact. It was a TKO. The first technical knockout of her professional career. The message was clear. The Shadow doesn't just dominate, she also finishes.
Right hook there from Nicolson as well. Yeah, just a little bit root one, isn't it, from Wildheart. She's trying to get a little bit of a roll on her shoulders there, but there's nothing coming behind. Nice little bouncer step here though, Nicolson now, and a bit more confidence in her work. Good shot.
She's enjoying that.
Good round here for Nicolson.
Ed's grandfather Bill was the president of my amateur club.
I love that story. That's fantastic, Mike. It really is. Really good work. But sometimes when you're so far ahead, you coast around, and that's always a danger there that you're on your phone. Some lovely punches there from Skye Nicolson.
And Nicolson strong at the weight.
When she gets on the balls of her feet, gets a bit of rhythm to her work, I think she's a much better fighter.
4. The Summit and the Fall. The World Title and the Clash of Styles, 2024. The Coronation in Las Vegas, Las Vegas. The stage of her coronation. Across from her stood the experienced former world champion, Sarah Mahfoud. Context. Mahfoud was looking to unify. The fans saw her as Skye's biggest test to date. Round by round, the masterclass. Mahfoud tried to apply pressure, but Skye's geometry nullified her. Skye had trained specifically for mid-range fighting, and there Mahfoud had no answers. Her arms seemed almost supernaturally long. In the second half, Skye allowed herself to smile, gesture, and flirt with mockery. The triumph. Unanimous decision. Skye Nicolson was the WBC World Champion.
Nicolson, because of those slight foot feints, the IQ, the jab, and the precision. To the right, that's the exit of a southpaw to her right. Very hard to stop if you don't have a left hook.
Great shot selection, as you might say in the NBA, Chris, but in this boxing match as well for Nicolson.
Landing far more body shots than Mahfoud. Mahfoud might have landed one or two at this point.
He's just having a good time in there.
She's feeling herself. She really is having a good time and having a good performance. She needs to get rough in there. She needs to turn southpaw, try to get an angle once you do get inside.
Yeah, and Sergio, Mahfoud knows that. Like, she came into this fight believing she was...
Because she's worried about the precise counter-punching, especially that left hand from Skye Nicolson.
And Chris, it was interesting. Skye said, listen, as happy as I am for this opportunity to win a title in Las Vegas, I think that's the case, that she just doesn't want to fight her, or it's not financially lucrative enough.
The unexpected detour, Tiara Brown and the trial by fire. After 2 solid defenses, including a boxing masterclass in the historic first-ever women's title fight in Saudi Arabia, Skye faced Tiara Brown. Rivalry context. Brown, older, tougher, and with a frontal fighting style, ignored Skye's technique. Her strategy was pure pressure and volume, dragging the fight into the infight, close-range combat. Before the fight, Brown's team was direct with their provocation. She has insecurities. She thinks her boxing will save her, but she's in for a very hard night. Round by round, the dirty war. Rounds 1 to 6, control for Skye. Her jabs worked, keeping Brown at distance. Rounds 7 to 9, the breaking point. Brown, exhausted but relentless, managed to close the gap. The fight turned into a dirty close-quarters brawl, full of clinches, shoves, and shoulder work. Skye found herself in unfamiliar territory, forced to fight with short arms and elbows, unable to rely on her footwork. Class collided with sheer quantity. The split verdict. The final bell was a relief for both. The judges split the decision. The crowd fell silent, and the belt flew to the United States. Skye had lost her undefeated record.
Cutting after her jab to the body as well.
Yeah, Nicholson's doing good work in the breaks, and this is what's good. Brown relentless though, still pushing, standing around, not letting Skye. Good round.
Proceedings out there, do you think? It's a good long shot there from Brown, and another over the top as well. So some better little moments, but she scores with one there. Good shot from Brown after she took one. She works to the body. She took body shots in the previous round. She's trying to give them back here, and she turns. Good shot as she exited there from Nicolson. Brown working well down.
Going into a corner.
Going into a corner. Tiara Brown went very.
Land some big shots.
Uses her feet as almost to close in. Her movement just a little uncomfortable since then, but.
Conclusion. The rebirth and the hunt. The defeat was not a period, but a comma. Skye Nicolson returned from Sydney not broken, but with a new hunger. She changed weight, dropping down a division to secure her speed and power. Her comeback fight against Gonzalez was catharsis. No smiles, only steel, immediate pressure, jabs, combinations, and in round 2, the crushing left hand that forced the TKO. Her 14th fight, 13th victory. The Shadow has proven that she is not only the smartest boxer of her generation, she is a survivor with the ability to adapt and to finish. From the gym built in memory of her brother, to the top of the world. She does not chase random punches. She waits for the perfect moment. And now, with a defeat as her foundation, the chess master of the ring is ready to unify the division and hunt down the next champion. Question for the viewer. Now that Skye has tasted defeat, do you think we'll see a more aggressive Nicolson with more KOs? Or will she return to her style of pure boxing to unify the division? I'll read you in the comments.